Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, because you were telling me something about what is it? LIV golf.
LIV golf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What it, like? I don't understand fully like what that is. It's like a special tournament within golf.
So this has been a big deal over the last several months. The Saudi royal family directly, not just it's through them 100%, created their own golf league, LIV Golf. And they're throwing crazy money around trying to poach players from the PGA.
So
and this is also
league. It's a separate league.
It's a separate league.
Okay. And
their front man is Greg Norman, Hall of Fame golfer, also known as a world-class asshole. He is. Like, people hate him.
Wow.
Well before this.
Okay.
And, it kind of broke. The big thing was Phil Mickelson. They brought Phil Mickelson in, and the big when things really got heated just right off the bat was Alan Shipnuck, who is a golf writer. He wrote for Sports Illustrated for many years. He was writing a book about Mickelson, unauthorized autobiography on him. It's actually a great read, fantastic read. You don't even have to be a golf fan to appreciate the book. It just has crazy stories. Mickelson is a total character. He's like the nicest guy ever, but also an asshole. Like, just very. He's actually a great portrait. It's a great portrait of how people can be complicated. Like nicest guy ever, but worst guy ever, but not worst guy ever, but just, kind of a dick. And so at one point later, before the book's about to go out, Mickelson finally, who had turned down all of his interview requests. I mean, they had a relationship over the years, him writing about golf all those years.
Right.
Mickelson calls him, and he kind of goes on a little bit of a rant, and I feel like he was trying to, I don't know, square things up or make it clear where he stood. But he basically is like, yeah, the Saudis are scary motherfuckers.
Wow.
Talking about, like, cutting off Khashoggi's head. Remember that? The journalist?
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're using them to leverage the PGA because the PGA has been holding back on the players.
Wow.
And we could be doing a lot better. And I agree that's his motivation. And he's not wrong about the PGA. But, getting into bed with the Saudis to do it is not a good look. And I think he was trying to – he has now since denied that he, like, talked to Shipnuck, or he was making it sound like it was off the record. And it's like, come on, dude.
Is it out there, though? Is it, like, possible to see that interview? Oh, okay, so he's just –
well, I mean, it's written. There's no
oh, okay,
okay. And now he's gaslighting us, acting like he'd never even said it. And it's like, come on, yes, you did. He already apologized for saying it, and now he's saying he didn't say it. Anyway, so they recruited some big names from the PGA Tour. Dustin Johnson.
Oh, wow.
Most of the guys who went are kind of has-beens, or they've had injury history. So, like, they've won major championships in the past, but have fallen off. But there's some legit. Dustin Johnson is one of the best golfers in the world. So he went. He's 37 though.
Yeah.
And he just said it was too much money. He couldn't turn it down. It was like $150 million.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Mickelson got $200 million.
Jeez.
Rumor has it they offered Tiger like $700, $800 million, and he turned it down. Yeah. Like crazy money.
Wow.
But they did get like Cam Smith, who won the British Open just a couple months ago, number 2 player in the world. He went, which is a bummer because I really like him. It was kind of sad to see.
Yeah.
But it's become super contentious. And then LIV has sued the PGA for fully blocking them from playing on any of their events. And it's a ridiculous lawsuit because it's the PGA sandbox. Like, if you get a player's card, these are the rules. You cannot play on unsanctioned events without permission.
Right.
They did not give you permission. Tough shit.
Yeah.
Go play on your separate little tour, and that's fine. But like, don't be expecting to, it gets more complicated. There's a whole separate board that provides official world golf ranking points.
Okay.
and it's very contentious. The whole thing's ugly, but
Yeah.
anyway, but the the big proponents of the old guard of the PGA Tour have been Tiger and Rory McIlroy. Big time. Just like, because it's not about, I mean, it's about money. They make good money. It's also about tradition, and the Saudis are coming in. They're just fucking it all up.
Yeah, they're just throwing money around. Like, okay.
They're throwing money around. They're trying to sports wash. So, I mean, some of the guys have gone and they've just said, like Dustin Johnson, he's like, it's just too much money for my family. I can't say no.
Right.
And you're like, okay, that's cool. But some of them are doing the full sports washing thing. And this is where I take issue. Like, if you want to go play in their league and you're like, it's just too much money for me to turn down, fine. Some of them are talking about like, oh, well, the Saudis have changed and blah, 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 blah. And this is funny. This is in the last 6 months, right? Check the news. They're executing women over there for trying to exercise rights and stuff. It's like, they haven't changed at all. What are you talking about?
They're just
and
trying
that's
to
where I draw the
taking
line.
that money.
Yeah, and that's where I draw the line. If the guys take the money and I couldn't turn it down. I'd be like, cool, cool. But spare us the propaganda.
Right.
I don't want to hear the Saudi propaganda, you piece of shit.
Take your blood money.
You.
Take your blood money and run.
You. Yeah. And that's kind of where Rory has been. And Rory's been the huge proponent of the tour. And it was kind of fun because the FedEx Cup is the big end of year thing for the PGA Tour. Winner gets 20 million is legit, and Rory wins it. And he's just like, kind of flexing like, yeah, I made my money. I don't need to get paid by the Saudis, and he's been talking crazy shit back and forth with Greg Norman.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Greg Norman was a great golfer. He was number one in the world prior to the early to mid 90s. Tiger came, it was him and Nick Faldo.
Right. I remember that.
Famous 96 meltdown at Augusta. Norman blows a 6-shot lead on the back nine at the Masters to Faldo. But Tiger comes on the scene and knocks him off his perch and just takes over from there.
Right.
So now Rory seems extra motivated with all this going on. So he goes out and wins the FedEx Cup, rakes in that money, and he's just playing great golf. And he took a break after that. And then just this last weekend, he comes out, first tournament of the year for him, and just wins it. And now he's number one in the world again.
Wow.
He's back there.
Nice.
And now he's like, Greg Norman was number one in the world for 331 weeks. I intend to be there for at least 332. And I was like shit. Yeah. And it's like we have some of the best smack talk in sports right now is in golf.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
I like that. I want more of that. It is
nasty.
Yeah.
I want more of it.
Right.
And I dig that Rory, I think Rory's feeding off it. He's like, fuck all you. Like, I love it. I love it. So,
nice.
I always like Rory, but now,
man.
I always like Rory, but now I'm like, oh, hell yeah.